Hey all, Cara Crittenton, aka Miss Success, and today I wanted to talk to you about something very important, and that is limiting beliefs. Now, maybe you've never heard of limiting beliefs, and maybe you have, but what that means is those things in your life that hold you back because you don't believe that you can accomplish something else. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So, for instance, let's say that you really want to make a lot of money. Like, you say, I would love to be a millionaire, or even maybe that's too big a thinking for you. Maybe you'll say, I would really love to make $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year, or whatever amount of money represents a lot of money to you. Okay, and you start thinking, okay, that would be really great, but then you kind of get this idea, well, maybe I can't really do it because nobody in my family has ever made that type of money, and I don't see how I could possibly do it. I don't have the education to do it. I don't, know people that could help me get to that level of income, and so I don't see how I could possibly accomplish that. It's kind of a nice idea, but it's more or less a daydream. So that is a limiting belief. You may have a limiting belief about love and relationships, and that's, there's a lot of limiting beliefs. Anything that you have, it's like a roadblock in your mind about, is a limiting belief. So it may be love and relationships. It may be, I'll never find the right person, and I'm never going to get married, and for whatever reason, even if you know you're a great person, you still in the back of your mind are kind of like, well, nobody's ever going to really just love me for me, or whatever the case may be. That is, again, a limiting belief. So maybe it's about, you want to travel the world and make a difference and just help people, but you don't see how you could ever do that. You can't leave your job. You can't do, whatever you need to do to accomplish those things. Well, all of those things are limiting beliefs, and they have to do with our paradigms, and what our paradigms are things that we have inherited from our families, from our parents, from our grandparents, from teachers, people that have spoken into our lives over the years, whether they were well-meaning or not. They helped us create these limiting beliefs. And so if you think about some things, and this is the great Bob Proctor kind of used this analogy, is that when a baby is born, the first thing that we do when we get the baby home or at the hospital or whatever, they wrap the baby up really tight in these, warm blankets and all this kind of stuff, and they stick it in this little bassinet, right? So almost immediately, we're being taught to stay in a confined area. So as the kid, get the kid home, and then what do? We do the same thing they did at the hospital. Or even if you had the child at home, chances are your mother, your grandmother, or some, older person says, well, you wrap the baby up, keep the baby warm, put it in, all these blankets and all this stuff. Well, think about it. When you're wrapped up really tight in a blanket, you're kind of confined. You're limited as to how far you can go in life. And that's where it starts. Even though we don't understand it, and it's subconscious, because when you're a baby, you don't know you're being limited. You don't understand that you're being confined. As a child starts to crawl, we give it this little playpen, or we give it this, you can only go so far but no farther. And so again, we're creating those limiting beliefs. Now, every well-meaning parent, let me just get comfortable here. Every well-meaning parent wants their child to excel. And most parents want the best for their kids. So it's not an issue of, we're out to sabotage our children. I mean, I did the same thing. I have 6 kids, and I did the same thing. I brought them home. I wrapped them up. I put them in the little bassinet and in the crib and in the playpen. And it was, don't go too far, because we don't want our children to get hurt. Your parents didn't want you to get hurt. And so these are things that are handed down generation to generation. And that is what a paradigm is. It is something that you inherit, a way of thinking that you have inherited, that is not something that you came up with on your own. So I will have a little more information about that, and I'm going to put a link at the bottom where you can find out some more information about limiting beliefs and how to overcome them. Because until you overcome those limiting beliefs, you're going to be kind of stuck in life. Have you ever been at that point where you just feel like you really want to go to the next level, but you're just stuck? You're just stuck. And so if what I'm saying about limiting beliefs, I'm always messing with my hair, but if what I'm saying about limiting beliefs, you understand that it's the fact that you are stuck in that place because of what you have stuck in here. And then your subconscious, and it's like I said, it's not something that you're necessarily aware of, but it is a truth. And so until you can overcome those limiting beliefs and start to say, okay, you know what, when they say think outside the box, now you know what I like to say, think outside the box and then get rid of the box. There is no box. Don't color inside the lines. Don't stay in the lines. But it can be a scary proposition to figure out how you step outside of those limiting beliefs and start to live the life that you want to live. So, you know, I'm a huge law of attraction fan. I study The Secret, and I understand a lot of things now that I didn't understand before. And, you know, sometimes you're, oh, wow, that makes so much sense. As Oprah says, you have the light bulb moment. And so just want to tell you today, like, don't limit yourself. Don't allow anyone else to limit you. Find out what your limiting beliefs are. If you want to make a lot of money, what is it that's really stopping you? If you want to have a great relationship, what is it that's really stopping you? What is the real reason that you're not accomplishing the things you want to accomplish? And then don't dwell on it, because there's some great techniques out here nowadays. We don't have to go back and try to figure out, oh yeah, because my mama did this, or my mama did that, or my daddy, or whatever. You can cut right past all that. And one of the best ways to cut past all that is with a technique called EFT tapping. And I talked about that a little bit before. That's one technique that I am working on. I actually want to master it because I want to do some coaching on that, because it helps you to cut straight through all of this stuff that you might spend years in counseling and therapy or trying to figure it all out for yourself and going back in your memory, which actually a lot of times just makes it worse. And it helps you to cut through all of that, find out, okay, here's the problem. I know what it is. I'm going to tap my way through it. I'm going to work my way through it. And then I'm going to move on to the life that I want, and the life that I deserve, and the life that I want to give to my children, my family, my community, whatever it is that's important to you. So these are all things that I've done, and I like to always tell you, you know, illustrations from my own life. And there were a few times when I thought, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I mean, some of you know, like, I'm rebuilding my life. I went from pretty much having everything to going through the world's craziest divorce and ended up with basically nothing, and having to figure out, okay, in the middle of fighting for what's rightfully mine, I still need to live. I still need to make a life for myself and my children. So what do I do? So I broke through those limiting beliefs that I had, and some things that had come up that kind of made me feel like, you know, I don't think I can do this again, and it's too hard, and I don't want to have to start all over, and things that we all go through. But I broke through those limiting beliefs. I got to the root of those issues, and I am well on my way. So I just want you to be encouraged today that if I can do it, because I'm just a regular, regular girl, regular woman, if I can do it, you can do it. So on that note, I am going to the top of the industry and the internet marketing and having a great time doing it, and I'm building a team with Empower Network, and so that's always exciting. And if you want to connect with me, which I really hope you will, just look on the little link at the bottom. There'll be a way to connect with me, and it's Cara Revels Crittenton, aka Miss Success. You can look me up on Facebook or Google, or Google me. You go on YouTube or whatever, and Miss Success is just MS6 CESS. So it's the MS, the number 6, CESS. If you type in Miss Success, you will find me. And you can always email me at misssuccess@gmail.com. And I look forward to working with you and helping you work through some of your issues and getting to the top together. You guys have a great day. Bye!